Hey, welcome to another episode of Artco Drone Solution. We've got a great show tonight, and Bryan just arrived. Uh, Bryan Singleton from True Drone Reviews is our guest tonight, and we're going to talk about drones and drone tech and all sorts of neat stuff. And later on in the show, we're going to give another box of toffee away. This time, this one's dark chocolate, Enstrom chocolate, world-renowned chocolate. So take it away, Bryan. How have you been? And welcome to the show.
Oh, great, Art. It's been another glorious day. Another glorious day here in Pittsburgh with this crappy weather.
Okay.
Nothing but clouds. And we have like 3 days of sunshine every year here in Pittsburgh. Other than that, it's either raining or it's cloudy as hell. So
wonderful.
It's I took the GoPro Karma out today for a spin. I haven't flown it all year.
No, okay.
So
that
did pretty good. That did pretty good.
Good.
It still works. It's still flying. So that's the main thing. Still works good. Believe it or not.
So, how did you get into drones?
It was just something I just was bored of being into video games. I just got tired of video games. Basically, what this came down to was just tired of video games.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened. I just got tired of video games. Basically, so that's all that rolled.
So, what was your first drone?
It was the first drone I had that was any good was a Phantom 3.
Yeah, same here.
And I got a Bebop one, but the first toy one I got was a I don't even remember the name of it. Oh.
Was it a SEMA? Or
no. It was some little piece of crap I bought at Home Depot.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I'm not even sure I remember what the name of it was.
Yeah, my first drone was a Bugs 3, the old one without the stabilization. That
Right,
was
I
a
had one of
challenge.
those. I had one of those. I gave it away last year.
Okay. Yeah,
So
yeah
I gave it to somebody.
I'm thinking about upgrading it, by they've got these kits to build your own drone, and I thought, hey, if I get a main board with the GPS and all that jazz, I could throw it in that thing and make it into a neat little drone.
Well, I got the Bugs 3 Pro,
Uh,
but it's nothing like the Bugs 3. I mean, it's nothing like that.
yeah,
So it's just one of these GPS, brushless motor quads.
right,
But it doesn't fly anything like the Bugs 3. It's a completely different animal.
right. hmm So, how long have you
Hey,
been?
Art, turn up your audio.
Oh,
Mitch is saying your audio's low.
oh, okay. I'll get my microphone a little closer to me. There we go. How's that? Is that better?
That
Yeah,
sounds a little bit better.
yeah, yeah. Because sometimes it's either too hot or not hot enough. Uh, anyway, so how long have you been flying drones?
Just 3 years. My YouTube channel will be 3 years old in February, and I
Wow.
just got my first drones right before that, a few months before that.
Right, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Artco will be 2 years old in April. Yeah. So really exciting. And just a month ago, I just passed 1K subscribers and just waiting to build up those watch hours. So, how big is your channel? How many subs do you have?
I think it's like 5,000 or something.
Oh,
It's something
nice.
like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Something
Wonderful.
like that. I don't
So,
really pay a lot of attention to that, to be honest with you, Art,
right,
because really subscribers, it really doesn't mean anything. It's how many people watch.
right.
That's the views is what counts. Subscribers mean nothing.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
views is what. Now I'm almost at 2 million views.
Oh, wow.
I'm at 1 million. I'm at 1,980,000 views. So I
Right.
mean, that's what really counts in the long run. It's
That's
not the
right.
subscribers, because you get people subscribe to your channel. You're there 3 or 4 months. They subscribe to your channel. After 2 3 years, you never see these people anymore.
Yeah, yeah. They might
They
not
don't.
even
They
be on
just move.
YouTube.
They move. Right. They just move on to something else, but they
Yep.
don't. They don't come back and unsubscribe. They just
Yeah,
move
they
on
just
to other
they just
things.
disappear. Yep, yep.
Right. They just disappear.
Mhm. Mm.
But views is what really counts.
Yes.
That's what really matters.
Mhm. That's true. That's true. Uh, it seems to me that once you get to a certain level, and that's when your subscribers and your views start to accelerate. Do you
Yeah.
find
Well,
that?
that's 10,000. That's the 10,000 number you have to get,
Right.
because that's when you get to the 10,000 subscribers, that's when the whole YouTube algorithm changes. So,
Right. Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know,
Yep. That. Yeah, it's going to be a long slog for me, but
oh,
all
me
I have
too. Believe
just
me, I'm a long way from that. Trust me. That's
all you have to do is keep putting out content. I do the live stream. I do as many videos as I can, but with the weather getting kind of crappy,
my
you're
hair.
kind of limited on your flying. But hey, I've got the RoboMaster now, and I could do videos with that, and that could be a nice addition to the channel.
That's right.
Mm.
Absolutely. I
Uh,
only know one other person that has that RoboMaster,
yeah.
and I don't think they've done a video with that yet either. So
Wow.
that's two people I know that have the RoboMaster that haven't made a video yet. So
Well, let's see. I've done 3 live builds. I did an unboxing and a build, and then I had 2 more builds. And last week I just finished it, and then I did a video of of me playing around with it in the dark because it's got a laser on it, and I could go pew 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 and shoot that. It's pretty cool in the dark. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was actually pretty cool when I saw some videos of it, but I just didn't think it was $500 cool. You know what I mean? So
it's, you know,
there's cool and there's $500 cool. There's a big difference.
I think it's really more of an educational type thing, you know, to teach kids.
Well, I think
how to put one together.
I think that's how they marketed it.
Yeah.
You know, as an educational type thing, but no, who knows?
Well, for me, it's a cool kind of an RC car is really what it is. But the neat thing about it is it could go sideways too. I mean, how many?
Right, it has those special tires on there.
Yeah, so that'll be cool. And it's got a camera on it, and it's got an app, a follow me app, where you could acquire a target, and it'll follow that target around, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I thought, like I said, I thought it was cool. I just didn't think it was $500 cool. But hell, who knows? Who knows? During the winter, I might pick something like that up because the winter is going to be long and crappy, and I'll get bored.
Well,
you know?
For me, it's just another thing to find out what this thing could do, and because I don't see any videos of people playing around with it outside. All I see are like these matches where they knock down some targets and do an obstacle course. I go, cool, you know, that's neat, but I want to take it outside and see how fast this thing could go. And you know what'd be cool is if you could do like an FPV where they have a controller where you could put the phone in the goggles and kind of steer it around that way. That'd be kind of cool.
Other than the people that got it for a review, you know, the big time YouTubers, I haven't seen anything on that. It kind of like it got released, and then they had the you know, the people that they got it for free and they did their videos, and other than that, I haven't seen anything about it, to be honest with you.
Me neither. Mm-hmm.
You know, so I don't even know if it was a real big seller for them. I mean, I think you got yours as a door prize at the spin up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I only know actually you and Josh have one, but I actually only know Josh is actually the only one I know that actually went out and paid for it.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how much of a commercial success that thing actually even was, to be honest with you.
Right. So, what has been your latest review?
While I was the Mavic Mini, I did a few videos on that.
Oh, cool.
You know, a lot of people went and got that thing, which it's really nice. It's really nice.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of really good things about it.
No, you can't fault that thing. Believe me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, it does everything. You know.
Yeah, I've got the Mavic Air. Yeah, and it really the battery really is 30 minutes. And I'm like, oh hey, that's better than my Mavic Air, which is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but the Mavic Air camera is better than this camera.
Yeah, that's true.
I have the Mavic Air too, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But as far as this thing has the flight time, it's unbelievable because it's so light. It doesn't weigh anything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's the advantage it has. But it doesn't have anything on there, you know, like this obstacle avoidance or any of that kind of stuff. None of that stuff's on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only sensor is on the bottom of the drone.
Yeah, it has the optical flow sensor on the bottom, you know, the positioning type sensor thing, you know, and it works really well because it's stable as hell, you know.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. you did a review on the Parrot Mambo, didn't you?
A few weeks ago, I did a comparison, but I did a Mambo thing a long time ago, a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Mambo is great. I love that thing.
Yeah, after I lost the Parrot Swing, I had this controller, and so what I did is I bought the drone and
Right.
started playing around with it, and I go, wow, this thing is uh, very cool. I really like it,
Yeah.
and it ended up
Yeah, the
being
Mambo is really
a
nice.
giveaway when I hit 1K, which was cool.
Yeah, the thing about the Mambo, it flies great inside too.
Yeah, yes, it does.
Because it has that optical flow sensor on there, so it's really hard to crash that thing.
Yeah,
Because if you just let go of the sticks, it'll just stay right there.
that's right.
You
That's right.
you just don't know what you're doing. Just let go of the stick, and it'll just stop and just stay right there.
I think it's very comparable to the Tello. Except,
Oh, absolutely.
it,
It actually flies way better than the Tello.
yeah. Hmm.
As far as flying and it's being nimble and stuff like that, it's better than the Tello. It just doesn't have the camera.
Yeah,
No.
that was the thing.
Yeah, it doesn't have the
They do
camera.
have
But
a camera for it that you could
yeah,
buy, and they have the goggles too that you
right.
could get for it, and that's something I might get down the road. That'd be kind of cool
Yeah,
to
that's
have.
that little FPV kit that comes. You can
Yeah.
buy that extra.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm. Hmm.
I just never did, but you can get that.
Right. So, what other drones have you tested that have they measured up, or are they like, don't get this?
Well, I actually like all of the. Actually, I like all of the good ones. All the expensive ones I like.
Yeah.
I mean, I have just about everything on the market except for the Mavic 2 Pro.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I have the Phantom, I have the Mavic Pro, the Spark, the Mini, the Mavic Air, the Altel Evo, the Parrot Toffee. I have all of that stuff.
Right.
I have all of those things.
Uh-huh.
So,
And you also
they're
have.
all comparable. My favorite is the Anafi. I mean, that's
Oh,
my favorite quad is
oh,
the
cool.
Anafi.
Cool.
So,
Uh, you also have an unusual drone that isn't it called the Egg?
yeah,
I,
the
I
egg drone.
yeah, I've seen
Yeah, I
that.
have it.
You pulled it out on a couple of other live streams, and I thought, wow, that's kind of interesting. It's not a small little thing. It's kind of like
No,
a football with the props on it.
right, exactly. It's let me. It's sitting right here. Let me grab
Okay,
the.
go ahead.
It's right here.
Wow, it is not a small little thing. It's like a football almost.
Yeah, and then when you want to get the props and all that, get it open, you just go like that.
Uh-huh.
All the way around, and that'll
Wow.
deploy. But to be honest with you, I don't fly it that much because it really is kind of cumbersome to deploy this thing.
Yeah, I
You know,
bet. And how does it
it's not
fly?
like,
Does it fly pretty
oh,
good?
it flies fine. That's flying it. Flying is not the issue with this thing.
Yeah.
It's how cumbersome it is to get it going and to take
Right.
it out to the field and open it up and do all this mumbo jumbo
Yeah.
and yeah. Oh, and it's loud as hell. I mean, it is loud as all get out. Okay.
Oh boy. It,
Yeah,
okay.
it's extremely loud and extremely cumbersome.
Uh-huh. Hmm. It's almost
So,
like,
I mean, that's just like my Typhoon.
oh yeah.
I have that big giant Typhoon thing.
Yep.
I never fly that. I think I flew it 3 times since I bought it.
Right.
It's
Hmm.
just so big. It takes up the whole trunk, and
Yeah.
then you take
That's
it
right.
out there and that's one of those things when you go take that thing to the park and somebody sees it, boy, they come running. They come right at you. It's not like dropping the Mavic Pro down. Hardly anybody can notice that from,
Right.
100 feet away. But anybody from 300 feet away can see that typhoon. You sitting that or carrying that thing with two hands down the sidewalk. People are going to see that thing, and they're going to come and get curious about it.
That's right. Yeah,
it's very large.
Last March, Tim Herbert from Midwest Drones came out to Colorado, and we went up to Idaho Springs, and he brought his big, unique drone. He didn't bring it up to mountains. He brought his, what did he bring? Oh, he brought his Mavic drone, and I think he had a Spark with him as well, either a Spark or some other small drone. But yeah, he brought that. Just want to do a shout out on the folks in the house. We've got Bob Casey, Tommaso Sullivan, welcome. Kenny Cardoso Media is here. Mitch, old guy in a drone. And we got Steve Mack. We've got Rick Halbert. We've got Lloyd, the grumpy vlogger, is here. And we have Mel, 400 AGL, who was last week's winner of the Toffee, and Brant Aerials. Welcome. Hey, Tater is here. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Great. We got a great crowd tonight. So,
well, like we were just talking about the typhoon. That thing. If you don't know any better, you buy it. You think, wow, you're really blown away by this thing, right?
Yeah.
The size of it and the big giant props. I mean, they're long as hell.
Wow.
And you're thinking this thing is cool, but then once you take it out to the outside a couple of times, that's when you realize how cumbersome it is and how kind of hard it is to get it up there without anybody noticing and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's cool as hell until you buy it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then once you get it, then it's a different story.
And how's the
great
camera?
when it's sitting in the display case. Okay, then it's great.
Now it's got a pretty darn good camera, doesn't it?
Oh, the camera on that thing is incredible. I got no qualms with that. The camera is really nice. I've actually made a few videos with the camera because it's detachable and you can hook it to this, this handheld thing and walk around with it. Yeah, it's really good. It does a really nice job. Yeah, that's not the issue.
Yeah, it just
not the issue at all.
It's so big, and it's kind of like me with my Phantom 3 Advance. I didn't fly it as much when I got the Mavic Air. I was flying that a lot because it's, so portable, and I could throw it into a backpack and take it with me.
Right.
And it doesn't take that long to set up. Where the Phantom, you got lug, because I got one of those big cases, and you got to lug that. And then you got to put the props on, and you put the battery, and blah, 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 and all that
Right. Well,
stuff.
the Phantom is nowhere near the size of the Typhoon.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
And the Phantom is big now compared to what we have available now.
Yeah, that's right.
Even the Phantom now is big.
That's true.
So I think these smaller drones have taken over. These foldable deals have really taken over the whole marketplace. So I don't think it'll ever go back to what it was with Phantoms and Typhoons and all that. I don't think it's ever going back that way.
Yep.
It's all just moving forward to the smaller, portable, lightweight, foldable type stuff, And this Mavic Mini, this changes everything. I mean, this changes the whole ball game right there.
Mm-hmm. And
So
yeah, because it's so light, that's why the flight time is uh is so great on it. And
right,
the camera on it's not bad. It's no slouch. It's
right.
better than the Tello, uh, but it's 1080p. It's not quite 4K. It's 2.7, which is comparable to some of the early Phantom 3s. You know, like the Phantom 3
Right.
Standard and so forth.
Yeah. Well, I think the camera on the Mavic Mini is a little bit better than the Phantom 3 Standard, which had the same options on it, the 2.7K,
Right?
but the bit rate on it is higher. And from the footage that I seen from me shooting, and remembering when I shot with the Phantom 3, I think the Mavic Mini camera is a little bit better.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't think it's quite as good as the Xeno camera, but it's pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit better than the Spark, which the Spark is really good for 1080p because the
Right.
Spark only does 1080p.
Mm-hmm.
But the Mavic Mini camera is just a little bit better than the Sparks, I think.
Right. Right. And the Mavic Air has a 4K camera, but I rarely shoot in 4K because, with YouTube, you can't really show it in 4K, so I shoot it in uh
Well, what you should do is you just should shoot it in the 4K, okay?
right.
And then when you save the video file, just save it as 1080p because 4K saved as 1080p looks better than something that's shot in 1080p
Oh,
and
okay.
saved as 1080p.
Right.
Okay.
I think that's
I
how
learned
I've
that
got
trick.
mine
I learned
saved
that
up.
trick a long time ago. Okay.
Right, right,
Somebody told me that a long time ago, and it is actually true.
right.
So if you shoot it in 4K and just save it as 1080p, it'll look better than if you just shot it and saved it in 1080p.
Right. Right.
So
Uh, so
there's
are
a
you
little.
a native of Pittsburgh, or are you from somewhere else?
I'm from basically this area. I was born in Baltimore, raised here in Pittsburgh, left for a long time, and then I came back to Pittsburgh.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Uh, so were you a nerd in school?
Yeah, I was a nerd. You could say that. Yeah, because I've always been into this tech thing.
Uh-huh. Yep. How about programming computers and
No,
stuff?
no,
More,
never was into that. I was
uh,
more into building them.
right, okay.
Okay, I
Yeah,
was more into the building part of doing that stuff.
yeah.
Putting
Same
them
here.
together and doing that. Yeah. Well, I'm just reading the chat here. This Bryan Ariel says he shoots in 2K and saves in 1080p, which is going to look better than shooting in 1080p. It's just the way it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was never into the programming. I was more into the building
Yeah.
uh, of the computers and that on that end of it. So
Mm-hmm. So what editing software do you use?
I always use iMovie on the iPhone. I use the iPhone for everything with the editing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Well,
To me, it's the best. To me, it's the easiest
yeah,
and fastest editor that there is.
right.
I mean, I have other software I can use if I want to throw in a little effect or something that iMovie don't. But for my basic initial edit is always in iMovie.
Right, right. Mm-hmm.
And then I put the video together. I splice everything together in the iMovie, and then I'll save it. And then if I want to add some little touch or something in there, then
Right.
I'll bring it into, some Videorama or some other program that
Right.
whatever might have the effect I'm looking for. But
Mm-hmm.
most of the time I don't do that. Just once in a while I'll do something like that.
Right.
But
Right.
I have the programs if I want to use them.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you're in the part of Pennsylvania that's somewhat hilly, a little bit of mountains there, so you got a lot of places to fly around. out there. You
No,
got the Three Rivers, and you got a lot of woods and stuff like that to fly around.
there's a lot of places to fly in Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh is a very old-fashioned city, and in Pittsburgh, drones still have that stigma of, you're spying on me, you're creeping at my old lady, you're looking in my bedroom window. A lot of drones are not very popular in this area.
Wow.
I went to the park. I could not tell you. I've made 850 videos.
Right.
Okay. And I've been to the park hundreds and hundreds of times to shoot video. I've never seen one person around here that has a drone.
Wow.
And I've never seen a drone in the wild in Pittsburgh other than mine, ever.
Wow. That's amazing.
Ever.
Wow.
I have never went to any park or any place around here and ever saw anybody flying a drone.
Uh-huh.
Ever.
Wow.
Been doing it for 3 years, pretty much 4 times a week.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Never saw one person out in the wild flying a drone. Ever.
Wow. Well,
so it's just not very common around here.
Right. Are there still old steel mill buildings that you could fly around?
There's a couple that are, but they're museums now.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's not like you can go there and.
Yeah.
I have actually some plans on doing a couple, but you have to do it like covertly. It's not like you can walk up and drive into the parking lot, because they've basically made parks out of these places.
Oh, okay.
So you're not permitted to do it there. You have to do it like from across the river and fly over from across the river. And I actually have a couple places lined up to do this. I just haven't gotten those spotters together to help me make the videos yet.
Right.
Yeah, but I have actually it all mapped out and everything planned already in my head of what to do. Right. I just need somebody to go with me to help me watch this thing, That's actually what I've been looking to do as far as that goes. Yeah, because all the old steel mills that are left are all museums now.
Okay. Cool.
They've made like these little parks out of them. And, what they've done was tore down 80% of the mill, got rid of that, and then made a shopping center there and saved this little end of it, one of the boilers and a couple of the stacks. And then they put a fence around it and put a hot dog stand there, and they've made like a little park out of it. So,
yeah, they did something like that in Cleveland, which is right down on the river there, and it's a big mall there now. So that nice thing that they were able to redevelop some of that area that was blighted when the steel mills kind of went out of business. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they had the old J&L steel the old J&L steel plant here that they tore down the whole thing in about 2003, and they built a little thing here they call the Southside Works, which is nothing but a big giant shopping thing with apartments and all that crap. But they saved little chunks of the mill, and little parts of it are like little monuments that are around there. But the whole mill was actually gone. But the mill I was talking about, the museum's actually across the river from that place. The museum part's on the other side of the river. So it's called the Cary Blast Furnace.
Yeah,
that's the name of that. So
So are there any coal mines nearby that you could kind of fly around? The ones that are I don't know if there are any open pit coal mines or
no, they don't have those. They don't do strip mining anymore.
Okay,
that's called strip mining. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
that's not done here anymore, and now it's all just underground mining.
I see.
They don't have open pit mining here anymore. They
Right.
haven't had that. They haven't had that for ages. Open pit
Right.
mining, not here anyway.
Uh,
Yeah, it's all, they just burrow into the ground. Really, you don't even know they're there. If you didn't see them couple trucks coming and going, you
Right.
wouldn't even know what's going on. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's all just underground mining now.
Oh, cool. And from
They just make those poor saps go underground and risk their lives
yeah,
underground.
there you go. Uh,
Yeah,
from what I heard with the old open pit mines, they reclaimed that area and they made them into parks and wooded
yeah.
areas.
Well, yeah, but see, back in the old days, because I remember this from the '60s growing up. Back in them days, they didn't have to do that.
Yeah,
They just went there and stripped the thing raw and then left. There
yeah,
was no law to reseed and resod
yeah.
everything.
Hmm.
But there is now. And I mean, they've had those laws in for 20 or 30 years. But I
Right.
mean, I'm old. I'm in my 60s. So I remember back in the days when they didn't do that.
Yeah.
They
Hmm.
would just strip the land raw and then just leave and leave this big shitting hole there, or
Hmm.
leave the land all barren and then just take off.
Hmm.
But now they can't. They're not allowed to do that. Now they have
Hmm.
to refill the land and plant trees and do all this mumbo jumbo.
Right.
So
Yeah, the only open pit mining that they have here in Colorado are a couple of the gold mines, and then there's gravel companies that mine gravel or porcelain. There was a mine up near Empire, Colorado, where they mined molybdenum, and they part of that mine is still working, but the old part they reclaimed it and they made a lake there, and people go up there and go fishing. Uh, but the road up there it's a dirt road, but you can't really drive a car up there. You gotta have a four-wheel drive to get up there. And one year, a friend of mine and I we drove up there in his. I think it was his. It was a version of the Nova, but it was called the Apollo. I think it was made by Pontiac, and he ended up burning up his transmission going up there. But yeah, so they've done that a little bit around here. But up in Montana, they got those huge copper mines, those open pit copper mines up there. Man,
yeah. Well, they only
that
got a couple of people living there.
yeah,
Montana's not like it's New York City or anything like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like
No, that
every 20 square miles, they have one person living there.
yeah, that's right. Now that would be a cool place to fly, is one of those great big open pit mines.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yep.
That'd be
Hmm.
great to fly there. That's just like Marcus, Idaho quadcopter. He's down there in Idaho where the Snake River is. He goes out there. I mean, he's got that. He's got all the room in the world he wants out
Yep.
there.
Hmm. Yeah, here in
But I live in the
Colorado,
city basically, so
right? Up in the mountains, you could fly as long as you're not in a national park or a state park. Uh, but we've got places where there are a lot of old abandoned gold mines that would be kind of cool to fly around those. Mm.
yeah, I think where Marcus lives in Idaho, I think even in the state parks there, you're allowed to fly.
Ah, okay.
Just the federal parks you're not. But now in
Yeah,
Pennsylvania, where I'm at, you're not allowed to fly in the state parks either.
right.
The state parks or the federal park, you're not allowed to fly, but anywhere else you can. And in
Hmm.
Pennsylvania, they have a law. They have a state law that no municipality in Pennsylvania can make their own rules for
Right.
drones.
Hmm.
Okay, so the local people have to abide by the state laws,
Right.
which are basically you can fly anywhere you want.
Yeah.
So the park that I go to a lot, that municipality that's in, they can't go, well, no drones allowed. They're
Right.
not allowed to do that. They can't override the state law.
That's
So
correct.
yeah, so I like that law because I don't like those little local people trying to make up their own rules.
Mhm.
So
All
that's
right.
good.
So I think it's about time to give away some candy.
Go
So,
ahead, knock yourself out.
all right, let me get over here
You go
and
with
do
that, and I'm gonna go grab
this
some.
and show everybody. Hopefully, everybody can hear me. It's time for the Artco Drone Solution Chocolates giveaway for the holidays. So if you want a box of this great chocolate, let me get back here. If you want to win this, I'm going to throw out a trivia question, and the first person to get it correct in the chat is the winner. All right, so let me go back here real quick and and sorry, Mel, you won last week, so you can't play this week. Okay,
Excuse me there, Art.
I got it. Okay, here's the trivia question. Where is Enstrom chocolates made? Oh, Metro Drones, welcome, welcome. Tater, okay. Yes. Where is Enstrom's candy made? And Mel, don't give it away. You've already won, so no, it's not Pennsylvania. Yeah, you're close. It is in a factory. No, Rick, you're way off there. Well, you're in the right state, Mike. Mike B, aka the Drone Ranger. No, it's not made in Germany, Mitch. I, you could, yeah, it's in Colorado, but I want the city where it's made. Yes, Mel, we know, you know. Bing, 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 bing! Mike B, aka the Drone Ranger, is the winner. Grand Junction, Colorado is where Enstrom Chocolates is made. The factory is located over there, and so you're the winner. Mike, all you have to do is give me your mailing address, and I will ship this out to you Monday. So good for you. Congratulations, Mike. If you're on Facebook, you could give me your address there, or you could email me at let's see, I'll give you my email address real quick. And you could send me an email at this address with your physical address, and I will ship that out to you. All right, congratulations, Mike B, aka the Drone Ranger. Awesome, awesome. You are gonna love this toffee. Mel really enjoyed it. So, okay, so we were talking about editing software. What was your first computer?
Oh my God, Commodore 64.
Yeah, that's going quite. Yep,
You
mine
forgot,
was.
Art. You forgot, Art. I'm in my 60s.
I had a Timet Sinclair 1000.
I had one of those too.
Yep, and I even did upgrades on that. I got a real keyboard for it. That was probably the only real big upgrade I did on that. That one.
Well, that had that little chiclet keys on there,
Yes,
didn't
it
it?
did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it
That
was
little
a,
it was that little black thing. It was about
yep,
like that big.
yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it had the touch membrane keyboard.
Hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, them chiclets, those little
Yep.
chiclets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
And
remember.
you loaded and stored your program on a cassette tape.
Yeah. I think it
Mm.
only had 1K. I
I
think that
think
thing only had 1K.
I
I
think
think
the
the first one,
max.
the first one came out. I think only had 1K.
You
Yeah,
might be
I
right,
believe it
but
did.
I think it was 32K, and you get upgraded to 64.
Yeah, but that was way past the first one. The
Yeah.
first one only had like 1 or 2K.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think if you look that up, you will find that the
Right.
first one only was like 1 or 2K, something like that. Because I
Wow.
remember the Atari, the
Right.
2600, that
Mm-hmm.
only had 2K.
Wow.
That only had 2K. So
Mm-hmm. Yep. And and the time at Sinclair was $100. That
yeah.
was about the cheapest you could get on a computer. And I think the Commodore 64 was close to $200.
Well, when the Commodore 64 came out, it was $599
Ah,
when it
okay.
first dropped. But
Uh-huh.
that was still way cheaper than the Apple II and those types of
Right.
products at that time. That was still, 3 times cheaper than them. Because back in them days, those Apple IIs and that was big money.
Yep.
That was $1,200 was
Yeah.
big money in 1976.
Yep.
That was a lot of cash.
And then there was the TI-99 made by Texas Instruments.
Oh, I remember that thing. Oh my God.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Mhm. Yep. I I was, yeah, 70, no, 77 or 78. Yeah, it was either, I think it was my junior year. I took basic
Yeah.
programming language in high school. Yeah. And with the time at Sinclair, I was able to write a program to calculate fret intervals on a given scale length for guitars, because back then I was into building guitars, and I wanted to know, okay, the fret, if the scale was this length, what was the intervals? And
Right.
I already had the formula in one of my guitar books, and it had the formula, and I just plugged that in and did a loop, a go to, and this and that, and set it to the parameters out to like 22 frets. And after a couple tries getting the bugs out, it worked. I'm like, going, woohoo! I get programmed.
You're a genius. You didn't even know it.
Yeah. And I put that away for years, and then after that, I got a clone of what was that, an IBM, well, it was the XT that came out. It was the 8088 processor.
Yeah. Right.
And then after that, I was really into computers. I was into upgrading the computer, and then when I saved up enough money, okay, I got this. Let's get a new motherboard. Let's get a new CPU and blah blah blah, and let's see how we could do that. And then loading the OS on there. You went from DOS to Windows. Uh, I dabbled in Linux for a little while there, and now I'm back to Linux. I've got a Linux machine. I'm thinking about that might be my full-time machine when I get that up and running.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I haven't got into those yet. I have something similar to that over there, but I haven't messed with it yet that much.
Right.
I
Yeah.
just got too much crap. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I just got too much crap.
Well,
I mean, I got 3 real nice built computers. You can only use one at a time. You know what I mean?
that's true. That's true.
I got them Alienware, real fast sucker sitting over there. I never even turn it on.
Ah.
Ever since I got into the drone thing,
Mm-hmm.
my interest in the PC stuff has very much dwindled away.
Right.
Because I used to be into all of that, building all these, putting these PCs together and building them from scratch.
Right.
But once I got interested in the drones, all that kind of waned away.
Right.
It just all went. I mean, I can still do it. I can do it tomorrow. I can build one tomorrow. Because the knowledge is still there. It's just the desire. I just don't care about it no more.
All right, we have Geets Fauna in the house, and Sean Oz is here. Woohoo! Yeah, Metro Drones, welcome, welcome. All right. Well, it is time to kind of chill and relax. Ken's got his razzmatazz. Well, I have art matazz. So let's enjoy the soothing sounds and the glow of art matazz. Ah, doesn't that relax you? That
Sure does.
purple goo between your toes. So, what is your next flight going to be? You said you were going to fly near those mills. Anything else? Do you have any drones that you want to?
I'm planning on going up tomorrow to Lake Somerset.
Cool.
And that's one of the drained lakes in Pennsylvania. A few years ago, they drained 7 lakes to repair the dams. They were all had earthen dams.
I see.
And the dams were starting to fail, so they drained these 7 lakes 3 years ago or 4 years ago.
Right.
They were supposed to be all repaired and refilled by now. But of course, welcome to Government House. You know how that rolls.
Yeah.
Right. So they still haven't refilled them, because I was at one of them last week, Lake Donegal. It's still not back. The people are flipping out that have all this lakefront property because the dams aren't refilled. And so there's nobody coming to the bait shops and, nobody coming up there. And the property values are in the toilet because the lake's gone, So they're mad as hornets that they haven't finished these dam projects yet.
Right.
But that's the way it is. But Lake Somerset's just another. It's in Somerset, PA. That's where Flight 93 went down.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Well, they have a huge lake there that was drained, so I'm going to drive over there tomorrow and throw a couple of drones up over the dry lake bed. So we'll see how that goes. Who knows?
That's cool. Well, there's still a creek that runs through there, so if you're really into fishing, you could go there and fish the creek there.
Yep.
Yep. And and down the road they'll have the dams, those dams repaired
Yeah.
and
Them damn
filled up.
dams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I flew over the one last week with the Mavic Pro at Lake Donegal. I flew over the dam. There's a little water there, but it's nothing like it's supposed to be.
Right.
It's just over there where the dam, and they still have all the construction vehicles there, and you can see all the new you can see where they built the new dam. You can see that. It's obvious that they did it. They just haven't finished it yet.
Right.
They just need to get off their dead ass and go finish it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
make the people happy. Finish the job.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's cool. You got a lot of cool places to fly around, and well, now with winter coming in, you got the winter scenery. You got the snow and the wooded areas you can fly over and get some interesting videos on that. It'll be interesting to see how well the Mavic Mini holds up in cold weather.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yep.
I think it'll do fine, to be honest with you.
Uh-huh.
I don't think there's going to be a problem with it.
Right.
I just don't know how I mean, it's built very. I don't like to say cheaply. It's a quality product, but I mean, how durable is it going to be? That's what I worry about.
Right.
The durability of the thing, because it is cheap plastic. I mean, all you have to do is touch it and tap on it to tell that this thing is made as cheap as it can be made.
Right.
To get under that weight limit. Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's got all those. I think, Gorilla Man pointed out. I mean, and everybody noticed it when they bought it. But there's all these open, like the USB and the memory card ports. They're all wide open. There's no covers on them. Dust and dirt and moisture can get in there and contaminate all that. And so you just got to wonder. And the motors are all wide open. So you just got to worry about the durability of the thing. If it gets any kind of sand in there or moisture, it's probably going to be a problem.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to find out how long it lasts before it starts to break down and need a new motor replaced or
right. Yeah, nobody knows any of that yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows any of that stuff yet because it just came out.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll start seeing YouTube videos soon enough. Whenever they start breaking down, you'll start seeing people making videos about it.
Right. Mm-hmm. And it'll be interesting to see how well the batteries hold up too, because I know the Mavic Pros have been having some issues with the batteries lately, where they have swelled up.
But these are different kind. These are different kind of batteries. These aren't lithium. These aren't lithium polymer. They're lithium ion.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, they're not. They're not lipo batteries. They're different. They're them. Actually, they're them round batteries you see in those Japanese. Let me show you. I think I got one right here.
Okay.
Okay, in one of these flashlights I got here. Hold on. Here's what they're actually using in there. Are these kind of batteries?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's almost like a AA almost.
But it's bigger. It's like twice the size of a AA.
Oh, okay.
And then what they do is they have two of them, and then they have it wrapped in a black cover.
Right.
So you think it's just one of those other kind of batteries, but it's not. It's these kind of batteries.
I see. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I think they went with these because they're lighter than lipo batteries.
That makes sense. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But as far as the durability, I mean, they've been using these kind of batteries, other manufacturers for other types of products for years.
Uh-huh.
So I don't think it's a durability thing. I think they did it because of the lightness, because of the weight. So they got to save a little bit of weight, which is what they were looking to do for the thing, was make it as light as possible,
Uh-huh.
So yeah, they just look like the other kind of batteries, but they're just wrapped in a black wrap. They're those kind of batteries right there. Two of them are in one battery, so they got two of them wrapped in a black case.
Right. So are the Steelers going to win tomorrow?
I don't even know who they're playing.
Well, I heard about the brawl they had last week where the quarterback got caught with his own helmet.
Right. That was that was funny as hell, I thought.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I don't know who they're playing. I don't care.
Yeah. Well,
they're not going nowhere this year.
Yeah, same with my Denver Broncos. They suck this year, and I haven't been watching much of the games this year at all. I think, let's see, tomorrow they're playing Buffalo, so it's a morning game. So we'll see how bad.
Yeah, well, I think that I don't think Flacco worked out as well as they thought he was going to work out.
Well, he's banged up now. Now they've got the other guy that now they're thinking about bringing out the rookie to see how well he holds up. So
I think the Steelers actually signed that guy that you guys had a couple of years ago.
Keenum?
No, that Seaman or whatever his name was.
Oh, Simeon, not Seaman.
Simeon. Yeah, I think the Steelers signed him to the practice squad or something like that.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, he's not a bad quarterback. It's just that the Broncos have issues on defense, really. Their offense is, kind of spotty because last week most of our points were in the first half, and then after that there was no offense, probably because the Vikings keyed in on what they were doing, and then our defense just couldn't hold them, and they only lost by 3 or 4 points. So
doesn't matter.
Yep.
If you lose by 1, you lose. That's all that matters.
That's true. That's true. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, hey, we made it to an hour, and I just wanted to thank you for coming on, and hope your wife is feeling better, and she has a quick recovery.
Well, she already had to go in for a colonoscopy this week after that kidney thing last week. So she got the double whammy this week. So
man.
See, this is what happens, Art, when you get old.
Yep. Yeah, I've got 5 more years till my next one.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I see somebody in the chat. I want to shout out to.
All right.
Sean Oz. You got Sean Oz in here. He has some fantastic Parrot and Offie videos. I think everybody needs to go check him out. I have watched many of his videos. You probably don't even know it because I watch a lot of my videos on the PlayStation, and you can't make comments or anything when you're watching them. Okay. I lay in bed at night and watch these videos. And I can put a like on it, but I can't comment while I'm on the game machine. So.
Oh man.
But I have watched a lot of Sean's videos, so he makes some really good stuff.
Yep.
So everybody go check him out.
Yes, definitely. He's a Colorado kid like me. So.
Indeed.
All right. Bryan, you have a great evening, and take care and have a great night.
Thanks for having me on, Art. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.